In figure 2, we have the representative overview of the mouse skin. The skin of mice that has been infected by the group A streptococcus, which are going to be harvested or analyzed in the indicate time points. So first in the letter A, we have the mouse skin of 6 to 8 hours after its infection stained with the HE on the top left panel, while on the top right panel we have the brown band. In bottom left panel, we have here the vascular congestions and stasis. In the bottom middle panel, we have the microthrombus, and on the bottom right panels, which are indicated by the arrows, are intracellular bacteria. So vascular stasis or the occasional thrombosis are the secondary inflammatory changes in neighboring vessels, and extravascular fibrin deposits were present and increased over time as was the case of the inflammatory infiltrate the necrosis. In letter B, we have the overview of the mouse skin from 24 hours after infection stained with H&E, again staining for the top left panel, and in the top right panel we have the brown and bend. So in the bottom left panels of H&E staining, we have the inflammatory cells localized between the necrosis muscle fibers and necrotic adipose tissue, and also the in the bottom right panel we have the intracellular bacteria in brown band staining indicated by the arrow. Intracellular bacteria were detected 6 hours after the infections in mice. In addition, intracellular bacteria were found in the patient tissue. In letter C, we also have the overviews of mouse skin for 72 hours after the infection stained with H&E on the top left panel, showing representing the arrow which showed the pronounced cellular infiltrations along the fascia. And there is also a long arrow which serves as the necrotic epidermis and subcutis. In the representative overview of the brown band stained skin on the top right panel, we have also the arrow which serves as the depicting bacterial infiltrations along the muscle fascia. In the bottom left panels of the HE staining, we have the inflammatory infiltrates along the muscle fascia, and also there is an arrow in the bottom middle panel which is the thrombus, and the bottom right panels of the brown band staining, we have here the intracellular bacteria indicated by the arrow. In letter D, we have the fluorescence in situ hybridization of mouse histology being shown as an overview at the top row. First, we have the box area shows us the section with single cocci used for specific probes detecting bacteria such as the EUB38 PY3 epifilter, 4107A, or can be specifically a streptococci such as the SDR 405 FAM epifilter and Olympus and UMNIBA. Out of all of this, we have the Daphne added as a control for nuclear and bacterial DNA, such as the filter Olympus or UMWUA. Images showing histologies of representative mice for each time point, as the biopsies were thus being evaluated according to the following parameters. We have the parameters of 0, discrete, moderate, or severe. 0 was defined as the no neutrophilic infiltration, where discrete is known to be a minimal neutrophilic infiltration without visible necrosis. For moderate one, we have the predominant neutrophilic filtrations without necrosis, And last but not least, we have the severe one, which known as the predominant neutrophilic infiltration with necrosis.